Shalom, shalom and welcome. This is Yasharal, Living Orders and Commands, an end-time series to those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father. You will come to know, you who will be among the ranks of the children of obedience, you who will come to grow in maturity and set apartness will come to discover that the true name of the Almighty Father, the Almighty Creator, is Yahuwah, and that it was indeed He that manifests His word, Himself in the flesh, in the person of Yahushua Messiah. You will come to know that Yahushua is indeed the Messiah's name, the Mashiach's name. And you will come to step away from the group, those who say what the Almighty Father can and can't do regarding stepping into an earthen vessel that He created to demonstrate how we are to be restored to Him. Who are we to say what He can and can't do? Let us come to understand and discern and understand the construct of our physical existence, that we were made in His likeness, and in this likeness was a spirit that He breathed, that He placed in an earthen vessel, and that our spirits will live forever, whether it be into life immensely with Yahushua Messiah, the Almighty Father Yahuwah, or whether it would be unto eternal damnation. Scriptures tell us that we will put off the corruptible and put on the incorruptible. Who is able to discern such? Back to the matter of jet streams, sea currents, and four corners. My brothers and sisters, by now, there may be some of you who have heard of the word HARP. HARP, that represents High Frequency Active Aurora Research Program, a program in which man have worked diligently in an effort to try to control the weather. For many years, individuals who came into the knowledge about HARP as it was exposed, they were called conspiracy theorists. For many years, there was denial that such a program even existed. Governments and world scientists and many leaders tried to dismiss the existence of such a program until the major droughts began to emerge across the face of the earth with a force that demanded attention from the government and world scientists. And as a result of this, we find a release of information talking about the existence of HARP, talking about seeding the clouds, placing substance in the sky to try to force and manipulate rainfall. One would not have to search hard to find articles admitting that governments seed the clouds with substances in order to produce rain. Here's a piece of information that describes what seeding the clouds represent. A simple definition that I got off the internet. It reads as follows. Cloud seeding, a form of weather modification, is the attempt to change the amount or type of precipitation, another word for rain, that falls from clouds by dispersing substances into the air that serve as cloud condensation or ice nuclei, which alter the microphysical process within the cloud. That describes cloud seeding that is now widely mentioned in an attempt to combat extreme drought. For years, there was denial that such a program even existed, but now disclosure is about as the cry for fresh water and rain echoes loudly across the planet. My brothers and sisters, what man has not been able to do is manipulate the jet stream nor the sea currents, resulting in rain displacement in untargeted areas. In other words, where they seeded the clouds hoping for it to rain in one place, the jet stream changed and blew the clouds heavily laden with substances to make rain to other areas not intended for the seeding, not intended for rain. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. A good case in point is California, where they seeded the clouds, but the jet stream changed and produced rain in untargeted areas instead. My brothers and sisters, there are other phenomenal things that occur that I would like to bring to your attention. One is the term high pressure. I realize the average person could probably care less about the words high pressure when the weather forecast is given. But I submit to you, it is important to realize that during high pressure, there are no rain clouds. High pressure pushes the clouds away, making for a clear and sunny day. Sure, it is good to see a bright sunny day on many occasions, but consider having a bright sunny day for a long period of time with no rain. This is where we see drought. At the hand of the Most High Father controlling the jet streams, we witness high pressure and high pressure environment resulting in prolonged drought, forcing man to seek out fresh water and seek out ways to identify how to gather precipitation or water. What do you think happens, my brothers and sisters? Do you think this happens by accident, or are we witnessing the power and might of the Almighty Father control whether we face high pressure, bright sunny days, or low pressure? Low pressure is when the force, the barometric force, the force of the wind is not pressing against the planet as intense as during high pressure times. Thus the clouds get to linger around and absorb the evaporating waters from the rivers, from the lakes, and become saturated, and as a result, rain. Who is aware that during the wrath of the Most High, the scriptures tell us there are times when He's withheld rain from one place and made it rain in other places to get the attention of the rebellious, the disobedient? Consider the following in Amos 4th chapter, verse 7 through 9. And I also withheld rain from you 3 months before the harvest. Then I would send rain on one city, and on the other city I would not send rain. One part was rained upon, and where it did not rain, the part would dry up. Then 2 or 3 cities would wander to another city to drink water, but they were not satisfied. But you did not turn back to me, declares Yahuwah. I have smitten you with blight and with mildew. The creeping locust devoured your many gardens and your vineyards and your fig trees and olive trees. But you did not turn back to me, declares Yahuwah. The passage I just read described the Most High Father controlling jet streams, and is part of what I have come to call the Amos sequence, a sequence of steps towards bringing us into obedience in or dealing with the rebellious. My brothers and sisters, we will soon see how global warming and climate change will contribute to the world recognizing the presence of the Almighty Father, Yahuwah, as real, as alive. We will soon see how the discipline and or wrath of the Almighty Father will be reflected in our weather. We will come to accept the importance of being mindful of jet streams and sea currents. We will come to see how these two things will contribute towards our final exodus, will be a major factor in our travel plans ahead. For those of you who may be tuning in for the first time, allow me to present the following. Isaiah 11:12. And he shall raise a banner for the nations and gather the outcasts of Yasharal and assemble the dispersed of Yehudah from the four corners of the earth. Isaiah 43:5-7 say, Do not fear, I am with you. I shall bring your seed from the east and gather you from the west. I shall say to the north, Give them up, and to the south, do not keep them back. Bring my sons from afar and my daughters from the ends of the earth. All those who are called by my name, who I have created, formed even for my esteem. Jeremiah 23:3 says, Therefore I shall gather the remnant of my flock out of all the lands where I have driven them, and shall bring them back to their fold, and they shall bear an increase. My brother, I'm going to pause for when people see it saying, when they read Isaiah 43:7, they say, well, that's what the scriptures say, all those called by my name. Or when he say, I shall gather the remnant of my flock. Many want to grab that and believe that means everyone. But keep in mind, scriptures are true and must be held true and whole. So keep in mind, the Mashiach says that there will be some led astray. There will be some that will die for his sake. Scriptures tell us that there will be those who will face the workings of delusion, and there will be a falling away. So pray, my brothers and sisters. Scriptures foretell of these things. So those who have been called, who have been chosen for his esteem, to fulfill the final exodus of the 144,000 in great multitude as described in Revelation 7, only the Most High know who they are. And I am compelled to believe we have been sealed in our foreheads, and we will come to know one another. He will make known to us our tasks, our responsibilities, and what is expected, what is ordered from him, through Yahushua Messiah's Spirit working in us, through us, one towards another, as well as through his chosen leaders and or sent messengers. Ezekiel 20, is chapter 34, verse 20-34 says, and I shall bring you out from the peoples and gather you out from the lands where you are scattered, with a mighty hand and with an outstretched arm and with the wrath poured out. With wrath poured out. Ezekiel 34:13 says, I shall bring them out from the peoples and gather them from the lands, and shall bring them to their own land. And I shall feed them on the mountains of Yasharal, in the valleys, and all the dwellings of the land. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, that there will be a final exodus. Not everyone will be participants. I am compelled to believe we will witness the severe and fierce hand of the Most High Father Yahuwah, through his set-apart Spirit sent in Yahushua's name, direct chosen leaders in the shaping of those who will participate in the final exodus. Yes, there will be chosen leaders who will direct and guide and inform and instruct and execute set-apart words from the Spirit of Yahushua as to who will be participants and who will not. And the power and might of the hand of the Almighty Father will purge those who will not be led by him into this final exodus. We will witness a coming away. In many cases, we will witness loved ones left behind. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. I am not trying to provide fear-mongering regarding what man can do, but I assure you the fear of Yahuwah is indeed the beginning of knowledge and wisdom. I assure you we will grow to fear the Most High and seek to obey his living commands, his living orders, as they are brought to us through his set-apart Spirit sent in Yahushua's name. I can only find comfort in discerning how end-time prophecies must come to be, by understanding that it must happen because it is indeed the plan of the Most High. This is the only way I am able to find comfort, as Yahushua Messiah makes known what must and will come to be. My brothers and sisters, not all will have their eyes made clear and ears open to discern the signs of the times. Many will be overtaken with distractions and unbelief. It is a matter of time before we come to recognize the importance of jet streams and sea currents, as the 144,000 are shaped and begin to come together, as we begin to awaken, as 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Yasharal begin to emerge and discover their identities. As the great multitude begin to awaken and realize that they will be among the ranks of the final gathered, together with the 144,000, making fulfillment of end-time prophecies real before the eyes of the world. What say you, O listener, to these words? Will you take on responsibility? Will you take notice to the signs of the times? Have you been able to discern what is expected, as well as from you in Yasharal, the assembly of Yahushua Messiah? As I stated earlier, I believe many of us will travel across the ocean on container ships, with a multitude, with as many in some cases as probably 20 to 30,000 people on one container ship. Do the math, my brothers and sisters. Look around. I assure you a container ship can carry a large number of people in the various containers that will be outfitted to hold us, much more than a single plane or 10 planes can carry at one time, much more than a cruise ship, and we will witness the importance of jet streams and sea currents as they affect weather. Whether fresh rain will come down and provide the water we need during our journey. It will be a lengthy trip, my brothers and sisters. It may take over a week to get there. I do not know the specific time, but I assure you it will take multiple days. And we will learn to magnify and draw close to the Spirit of Yahushua and lift him up as we journey towards the promised land. We will be humbled and we will be transformed into discipline. The discipline that is necessary to fulfill what is ordered, what is written regarding our final exodus. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. Birth pains have begun. End times are here, and they are growing intense with each passing day. My prayer is that each of us quickly establish an earnest mind, body, and soul to improve in worship and obedience to the Most High Father, and discern the living presence of the Spirit, his set-apart Spirit, that he wants us to identify as Yahushua, Messiah, Mashiach. My prayer is that we are able to endure to the very end, for the most trying of times are emerging before us. We will be transformed. My brothers and sisters, continue to trust and believe and know that the Most High Father knows all, hears all, and bears all. The Most High Father Yahuwah hear the cries of those seeking to worship and obey him. Those seeking to do his will, he will respond, and you will know it. We will know it. He will deliver us from strongholds, as promised. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, do not take for granted the information provided to you. Do not dismiss the words that cross your path. Pray and seek to discern whether they are indeed set apart, whether they indeed originated from the Most High. Until next time, I pray that each of us begin to realize the importance of jet streams and sea currents, for they will have a strong impact on our lives ahead in more ways than we can imagine. And the leaders of Yasharal will know their importance. And the leaders of Yasharal and the people of obedience, the children of obedience, will know when to move and when to be still, when to gather, when to pray, when to yield. Proof is coming, my brothers and sisters. Phenomenal proof. We will not be left unguided, for we will recognize and discern the living orders and commands of the Most High Father. Yasharal, prepare to be gathered from the four corners of the earth. Until next time, stay tuned as Yasharal living orders and commands continues. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.